Yo, no lie, for a chapter that I'm not fond of these two characters, I will put that all aside, and even regardless of what, this chapter was insane. It was actually a great chapter. Now, I know a lot of people are going to come at this with, it's very similar to the Gon situation from Hunter x Hunter when he went ham against Neferpito, the transformation. I would say the only thing that is very similar is the fact of what happened to Sherria. Everything else is kind of different. The circumstances are different. Sherria didn't go absolutely insane with murderous intent, things of that nature. It was just kind of like the transformation was similar, but the circumstances were different, which is something that I like. And again, honestly, I felt as though this chapter, off the gate, it was just a great fucking chapter. It was an action-packed chapter, but there was actual consequences, and I would argue that this is, if not the best, one of the best fights in this entire arc so far. I mean, it just, first of all, it had the emotional impact. It had some risk, and it had something that we lost. Sherria will never be a mage again, and that's something that she loved to do. She loved to be, you know, part of her guild and shit like that. If Hero at some point reverses it, then I'll completely destroy it. But as of right now, as it stands, we actually have some sort of casualty in a sense, because now her life is completely changed. The only thing that was a little bit confusing at first was when we thought Wendy was the one that was going in, and you see her all charged up and shit like that fighting Dimaria, and then we found out that Sherria actually went to Ultir and said, no, can you change it real quick? That was the only thing that was a little bit confusing, but everything else, I mean, Dimaria getting her shit wrecked, it made sense, it had consequences, like, just everything about this chapter. This is one of the better fights in Fairy Tail. I would argue even in the past few arcs, this is one of the best fights, because there was, again, risk. There was just so much to this chapter that I felt for a fight Fairy Tail doesn't normally do, and I don't know if it's just because Hero's like, that's one of those D-list characters, I could do what I want and make some really awesome shit with it, but he came through, and it's a pleasant surprise as well, because I thought, okay, when I saw Dimaria, yeah, this is gonna be one of those Erza fights. Erza's gonna fight her, Erza's gonna pull some fucking magic out of her ass and fuck her up, and for him to switch it up, have Wendy and Sherria do it, and then Sherria lose her magic in the process, which Wendy still kind of assisted as well, having like that defense magic while Sherria was going in, like everything about it. Ooh, Sherria, I ain't gonna lie, yo, when she gets older, that's gonna be some fine prime time. And then the touch at the end of the chapter to see old Ultir, and it was pretty much her all along that was kind of in the world, kind of using her magic, I guess, and it was connected to her mind, something along the lines of that, and her saying, man, if only my childhood was like that. Like, it just added a nice flaring touch to it, and it kind of completely obliterated how I felt about the Ultir shit when the first thing happened of her returning. Like, I completely, you know, again, like, I apologize last week, like, Hero did an amazing job with this. Like, honestly, this is one of the best parts of this entire arc. And again, it's Wendy and Sherria, you would never think, but Hero has come around quite a few times when it comes to these particular characters and made some good shit. I think in the Grand Magic games, they had one of the better fights, and then in this, like, yeah, good shit overall. And that's really all that needs to be said, because it was an insane fight. A lot of people are going to make the comparisons to Gon, and yeah, the transformation, kind of using something where it's going to take her magic away completely, similar to Gon with the Nen. Understandable that people are going to compare it to that, but as far as the circumstances and the situation and the fight and the villain and everything about it, everything else was different. It took that part, but you know, it is what it is. I wouldn't say that that's copying it. More so, okay, he was inspired by it, but he turned it into his own. 9 out of 10 for this one. The only part of the chapter that I said was a little was when Ultir seemingly gave the third origin to Wendy, but then she reversed it into Sherria. It's kind of like, so is there some sort of thing where you could stop it midway through and then just transfer it? And it's also kind of sad if you think about it. We're really never gonna probably see Ultir again, except, you know, her old form, so that sucks. But yeah, I mean, it was to be expected anyway. It was not like we thought we were gonna get this to begin with. So yeah, 9 out of 10, great shit. Let me know what you think. What did you think of the fight? Hunter x Hunter fans, are you pissed about this? Did it remind you too much of Gon, or you just enjoyed it overall? And yeah, are you just like hype about this shit? Because I'm like, Hero pulled a really fucking awesome fight. Like, good shit. And do you think at some given point he's gonna destroy all of this and make Sherria magically get magic back, even though she's not supposed to? That would really suck. But thanks for watching. If you enjoyed anything about this video, make sure to drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more, make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook if you want more from me when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.